Hello friends, it is Niche with All Things Niche, and I'm here to give you a lock update. So as you guys can see, the locks they're giving to me. I love them. I can honestly say, guys, that I really did not think that I was going to have this level of love for these locks this early on. But yeah, I love my hair. I find that I'm not as versatile as I thought that I would be at this stage, and that's just because I don't have the volume that I would like. I have used a few tendrils of a wig to create a bun, and I'll put that picture in the video. But otherwise, the last few months have been amazing. I've gotten 2 retightenings done now, one in October, one in November, and it is now December. So I have an appointment scheduled for my December retie. And then also for my January retie, my consultant loctician books up pretty fast. So I try to get as many appointments as I can, just to make sure that, you know, I have some appointments on the books, because your girl can't be out here raggedy. You can see that my grays came back. I did put a rinse over my hair to try to camouflage those grays, but those bad babies are stubborn. What else can I tell you guys? I have been, I don't know if I shared this before, and maybe I'll do an entire video on it, but I get really bad dandruff, and that is something that I struggle with for several years, like plaquey dandruff. It's not psoriasis or anything. Growing up, my mother was always told that I had eczema, and the eczema was in my scalp, and that would lead to the dry scalp and the flaking and the itchiness. But it's actually seborrheic dermatitis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Seborrheic dermatitis. And yeah, I have a whole regimen on that. So previously, like, I don't care how clean my scalp was, the next day I was going to have some dandruff. And I'm grateful that, you know, I don't have that now. Obviously that could never be with locks, because I mean, the dandruff would get, you know, embedded in a lock, and we can't have that. I don't know what that is. That's not dandruff though, but yeah, we can't have that. So I do have a regimen that I use, and I started it well before I got my locks, in preparation, you know, of getting my locks, to prevent any of those flakes and the buildup in the locks. So I will create a video on that entire routine, because I know that that's going to be helpful for somebody, because man, I wish I would have known this years ago, and I wouldn't have the struggles that I had, you know. So yeah, everything has been and I'm looking around, y'all, because I'm outside in my car. And, you know, I'm a woman, so you got to be on point in these streets. But, yeah, I just love the fact that I don't have to worry about my hair, you know. And before, like I told y'all, I wore wigs and weaves. So, really, I didn't have to worry about my hair per se. But just the hustle and bustle of making sure that my foundations were just nice and tight, making sure that my edges were laid. You know, if you're wearing a wig and the wig has you know, a different texture, and I can't even say that, because my wigs were always more of like natural texture wigs. Some of them were, you know, I did some wet and wavies and stuff like that, but I always laid my edges, because the wigs that I was wearing were lace wigs. So I don't know if you could tell, but like right here, my forehead isn't too small, but like, you know, right over here, like it's not even a full inch before my edges meet my eyebrow. So I always had to put my wigs behind my hairline. That way they didn't look like the wig was down here. So I always put them, you know, behind my hairline. So I always had to somehow lay my edges on some level at the part of the wig, so that it didn't look super wiggy. And so I always was laying my edges. I have not laid an edge since I got these locks, y'all. I know at some point I may want a sleek look, but I feel like the frequency that I get my retightenings done, I don't need to put any product, you know, and lay an edge because it's not enough growth to, you know, look weird. Like you can see here, the fine hairs of my edges. They just, I don't know. They never really balled up, but you know, they've always, you know, kind of just, I don't know, laid down a little bit. But I used to, you know how we do. I used to do the little brushing and swoop-de-doop a little bit, and I haven't had to do that, thank goodness. I switched my parts from side to side. As of right now, I'm not really a fan of the middle part. And middle parts used to be my go-to, you know, when I was wearing wigs. Like me and a what y'all call them, a bust down, a middle bust down was everything. When I wear my wraps, when I had a relaxer, when I was wearing, you know, my natural wigs, even when I was wearing my hair and I would like do a silk press or something, like a middle part bust down, baby, was everything to me. But now, because of the volume, I really don't have a love for a middle part, and especially now with all these grays. So maybe when I, you know, when I get some more volume and the locks have locked and they're not as fine as they currently are, maybe that's when I will go ahead and do me a bust down middle part, because I love a middle part. But I love this too. But right now I just, I flip it from side to side. I've only worn it on this side maybe about 7-8 times. But I do like it because this is my fuller side. Remember I showed you guys how I had some areas of growth where I had like some damage from tension over here. And so I do like this side for that reason. So I prefer this side because I don't have thinning over on this side. And I remember that being like a huge concern for me before I locked my hair. I was talking to my loctician and I'm like, you know, I have this thin area, and she said something to me like, you don't have to disclose your areas of concern, you know, pretty much meaning like, you don't have to have this all out in the open, sis. Like, and let me just show y'all. So it's not as full as I would like it to be, but it is actually thickening up, thank goodness. So I anticipate that I'll have some more thickening in that area. It may not go back to where it used to be, but that's fine. You know, especially now, you know, in this particular style. But it's funny because this is my go-to, this style right here. This is my go-to, this is my comfortable style. This is what I consider the Sisterlock micro lock immature style. This is for not matured micro locks or sister locks. Because if you look at everybody that just got their locks done, if they're within like a year or two, I promise y'all, this is typically the go-to style. This right here, little side part. I mean, not the little braid, you know, or anything like that. But you're gonna get some people, they're gonna have like a deep side part, a real deep side part, and they just gonna hang it over to the side. That's what us ladies do that have immature locks that have not locked yet. And it's pretty. I really like this style, but it's just funny because when I do see women and they don't have locks that have actually locked yet and they're pretty fairly new, this is the go-to. And this is my everyday style for the most part. Like I said before, I did recently do a bun with a few little tendrils that I used from one of my old wigs, because we not gonna, you know, just get rid of all of that stuff because it's resourceful, right? It's resources. So I sure did go to the back of that wig and snip a few little pieces off to crochet through my bun and to make me some little side tendrils. With that, I just braided it in 2 of them. So like I said before, I'll show pictures, but I know me, I'm not the type of person that just stick with one thing. So I'm really certain that I'll have some more styles coming up. But otherwise, until then, I hope that you guys have an amazing week, an amazing month. It is December, so we will be talking soon. Hopefully I have a few more pictures to share the next time that we do meet. I will share more pictures of my journey for months September, October, and November. And then the next time that we do meet, the next time that I come back with another video, I will have December's footage so you guys can see the progression of my locks. So yeah, this is it. This is December. And like you guys know, I got these bad babies installed at the end of September. So we are now in the beginning of December. Imagine that. Imagine that, y'all. And here's the bun look with a few pieces of my wig to create those curls. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.